So I put this Ventura guitar in a video that'll end up on the channel with my son's. It's actually my 1967 Gibson. He's paying me back. I bought it from the guitar store on a Synchronicity credit card, and he's slowly paying me back. So at this point, it's still my guitar. I've been wanting to do this video on my son's Gibson for a while. And in the meantime, I had an auction item come in, this Ventura Bruno guitar. And, you know, it really kind of highlights the difference between cool old and vintage old. I think everybody would agree that Gibson and the tradition and the quality that went into their guitars is pretty legendary. And here we have a great example of the Gibson Hummingbird and a Gibson Hummingbird knockoff. So the one on the right, the really, is pretty cool. I mean, it's almost cool ugly. I don't know what to say, but when you look at the back of the guitar, it has such a beautiful cherry colored finish on it, on the mahogany. And it is an old style of bracing, and it's a little dirty on the inside. It needs a little cleanup on aisle 6 apparently, but it has a different sound. It came in dirty, but when I cleaned it up, the action is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing I think that maybe throws people off of these vintage guitars is the adjustable bridge saddle. And I don't know that I'm a fan. I think I'm actually, I guess if I have to reset the bridge anyway, I'm not ready to make them, but I probably will buy them. It's expensive. Either way, it's almost cheaper to buy them already carved and replace the bridge saddle. I mean, replace the bridge and the saddle, obviously, without this mechanism. I think it detaches this from the guitar more, and maybe you don't get as nice a sound as you probably would. Let me just get into playing instead of just chatting and just kind of play a little bit. So I don't know if you hear it. I don't know if it's the bottom 4 strings don't have the same sound as from the modern X-Brace. I think I still hear a lot of nice bass out of these guitars. Out of this guitar. Definitely has a different sound. I find it very enjoyable to play. I don't know why. I mean, compared to some of the other, well, more expensive guitars that I own. I do enjoy playing this, and the problem, because it is from a sound from a different era than we have today. Let's try that over again. I cleaned it up. I don't. It almost looked like there were teeth marks up there. I don't know if somebody bit the top of that guitar. I have no idea what happened. But this is old. Just of the time. A nice guitar, made in Japan. Copying Gibson. I think this is a little bit more of that harmony style body shape. I don't know that Gibson ever made a body that was this shape, although maybe. It's kind of interesting. It has a different waist to it. This has a higher waist. But again, I think they must have used a poly finish on it, where you had a nitrocellulose lacquer finish on the Gibson. It came in with an issue. There's some kind of cracking over here. It got beat up a little bit. But it too has a really nice mahogany back on it. I can't say if it's solid mahogany, but what I do like about this guitar is the neck. Has a really nice mahogany neck, single piece, decent tuning pegs, gets the job done. And we'll give them a play, but clearly the the guitar of the moment is this Gibson Hummingbird from 1967. Just an awesome guitar. I've been waiting to play it for my channel, and I was kind of considering using it as, it's the benchmark for true vintage. Vintage is old that gets better with age, and then there's just cool old. So I guess there's two types of vintage, and then of course, there's just old crap, which is just old junk, right? So these are beautiful guitars. I think the Ventura is kind of funky. I have a tendency to think that if they take the time to do an inlay on the top, that you're probably getting a little better instrument than if you're trying to save some money on it. But there it is. Definitely has a different sound. I find it very enjoyable to play. I don't know why.